Hello, class. Welcome to HRM-180 on the business of tourism. So what this is every week I'm going to be doing a video, which is going to be like a video lecture. This week, we really don't have much to lecture on because it's just the introduction week, and it's also the week that we take care of some housekeeping. All right, so make sure that this week that you do the EV. You do it as soon as possible. As a matter of fact, pause this video right now if you haven't done it. Go do the EV, 4 questions, come back. Okay, we're back. All right, so, and then the other thing is we have a discussion this week. The discussion is mostly introductions. Now, most of you know each other, but I don't think all of you know all of each other. All right, I think some of you may have missed a couple of whatever. So we're just going to do a quick introductions. We're going to talk about the best, we're going to introduce ourselves, give some kind of information about yourself that you're comfortable giving. And I want one piece of information that people don't know about you. I also want you to share a story of a time when you had a memorable tourist experience, where you were on a vacation or whatever, the most memorable one, whether it's good memorable or bad memorable. And then I want you to share what you expect to get out of this course. All right, so other than that, you have the EV, the discussion, and there will be a syllabus quiz. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to go over the syllabus. So what I advise you to do is, again, pause the video, print the syllabus, and have it ready to follow along with the syllabus review that I'm going to do, and then take the syllabus quiz right after. Right? It's not a hard quiz anyway. There's nothing to stress, but you could be fine even if you just took it after glancing the syllabus. But the syllabus does have some rules that I would want to make sure that you guys all know. Okay, so let's get into the syllabus. First off, in the top of the syllabus, you will see the course title was the Business Tourism HRM-180. Now, this is the first time that this class has been offered here at Cape Fear Community College. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Good to go. All right. So this is online. It says 12 a.m. on Sundays to 11:59 p.m. on Sundays. That's not the same Sunday. It's the following Sunday. So you have 8 days. Well, how can it be 8 days a week? How can I have 8 days in a week? Because you have one overlapping Sunday. All right. So I do this so those who like to get things done quickly, I make it a point of myself to make sure that everything is ready to go by 12 a.m. on Sunday. And then it's usually early than that because I'm not sitting there at the computer at 12 a.m. All right. So, and then there's always those who like to put things to the last minute. So that Sunday, you can get started on the new while you're finishing the old or whatever. Okay? So that's why I do that. All right. So my office has changed or will change. Right now, you see that this is the same office as I've always had. First couple weeks of the semesters, I anticipate being moved across the street to G146. That's G146. That's in that building right across Front Street from the S building where I'm at now. It's that building that looks like a bank. All right, I'm in the, if you go take a left, the far hallway, I'm all the way to the end of the far hallway because when you take a left, hallways go like this. There's 2 hallways. So, but my phone number hasn't changed. It's still extension 7072. My office hours this week or this semester is going to be Mondays and Tuesdays, 1 to 3 p.m. and 9 to 10 p.m. on Thursday. Now, that's the time when you can generally find me in my office if you just walk in, but I'm open for appointments at any time. Okay, so course description, I'm going to have you guys read that yourself, as well as the course objectives. All right, so you do have some key coursework, some assignments that are due. I'm quickly going over those. We have the enrollment verification, which is due on the 14th of this month. I want you to do it now. All right. Midterm is on the 2nd of March. Final exam is on the 3rd of May. The semester ends, I believe it's on the 5th, so it's right at the end. You will have a research paper. The research paper will have 3 submission dates. The final submission will be on the 26th of April, so not quite the end of the semester, so don't wait to the end. because I need to have time to grade this. All right. So, uh, so it's due on the 26th of April, but your first draft is due on the 8th of March, and your second draft is the 5th of April. Now, don't stress about this. I'm not looking for the first draft to be a rough draft of the entire thing. What the first draft is going to be is just a small part of it. And then the second draft will be any corrections to that first small part plus a second part. And then the final draft will be everything as one homogeneous paper. Now, some of the stuff that's going to be on the final draft will be for the first time. Now, if you want to do more than just the first two sections or whatever, you can do the entire paper anytime within these drafts, and I'll correct it, and then you can resubmit it, and I'll correct it again. All right. So anyway, so each week we'll have video lectures. I encourage you to do those first before the discussions or the assignments or the quizzes. All right. Because the material that I'm lecturing is what you're going to be assessed on in those things. All right. Case studies. Most weeks we'll have a case study. Case studies are going to be, the book has a lot of case studies. They're kind of just placed in the book. They don't really address the specific chapters, but I'm going to try to do that as well as I can. And then I may use case studies from other sources. So we have discussions each week. Anybody who's ever had a class with me knows how I do my discussions. First submission by Wednesday, followed by 2 replies to your fellow students. All the other things apply. If I ask you a question, you're required to answer it. If I just comment on you, that's fine. You can comment if you want. I will count as one of yours too. But if I ask you a question, you must answer it. The reason being, I only ask questions if you're missing the mark. Okay, I do grade you on correctness. So if I ask a question in the prompt and you're wrong, and I ask a question in your comment, and my comment to you, I'm trying to get you to turn that wrong into right. Okay, so if I ask a question, pay attention because you just missed something. Okay, quizzes. We'll have a quiz each week. We may have quiz practice material. I might make some flashcards. I might not, because this might be more theoretical stuff. Might not be cut and dry stuff. So there might not be enough material to do flashcards. I'll do it when I can. Exams will be 2 exams, a midterm and a final. Computers, make sure you know how to use a computer, the typical stuff. I want everything turned in as a Microsoft Word document, not a Google Docs document, okay? I can comment and grade Word. I can't do that to the other, or it's wonky when I try, all right? Enrollment verification, talked about that. Attendance policy, of course, this is online courses. There is no attendance. However, for enrollment purposes, your interaction, I have a way to look and see how many times you actually log in and click onto the course shell, and that's what's going to determine your enrollment, all right, to keep you enrolled, all right? Make up late work. Okay, so late work is going to be different. Last semester, I did everybody a disservice. I made late work very inconsequential, so the work wasn't important to them. All right, wasn't important. Put it off to the end. To me, that just means I feel that meant that the material wasn't soaked in that well because it wasn't important. If it wasn't important to get on time, it wasn't important to learn. So I'm going to make it a little bit more difficult. You will be able to turn in late work, but I'm going to make it hurt more. Okay. So you will immediately, if it's 5 minutes, 15 minutes late, you will lose a full letter grade on that assignment. And then you will lose 1 point a day after that. All right. So I got to make these things more important. All right. Great turning around time. Those of you who've had classes with me know that I try to be very prompt with that. Last semester, I went from previous semesters to having 5 students where I grade 5 assignments every week, do it very quickly, to having 15 and 20 students, which it took a little bit longer. All right. This week, I'm in between that, or this semester. All right. If you send me an email, make sure that you put the course, the course, the course. Well, you only have me in one class, Chef. You should know where it is. I don't. When I just see an email, I don't. All right. Tell me the course. All right. I can't tell you how many times last semester I went through, okay, that person's in this course. I went in there. Oh, got to go to the other course. Oh, got to go to another one. Tell me the course. And what's the problem? All right. Please don't plagiarize. As you probably know, I check everything through a plagiarism checker and an AI checker. All right. Make sure you use the grading rubrics. There, I put them in there for a reason. You can use them as a checklist. Before you start whatever assignment is. Open the rubric. I'm testing you on this, that, and just go down and make sure that you're good. All right. Discussions. Okay. Course weight. Course weight. Discussions collectively are worth 30% of your grade. Exams are worth 20%. Why is discussion worth more than the exams? Because there's only 2 exams and there's 17 discussions. Case studies worth 25. Research paper is worth 15%, and your quizzes are worth 10%. All right, and there is a course schedule on the syllabus. All right, so that's this week in a nutshell. That's the syllabus. Make sure that you adhere to those things. It happens every semester, as I'll tell people, this is the rule for this. And then as we go, people start to forget that. And then when I enforce it, they're like, I didn't know. Well, you did. You just forgot. All right. So help me help you. Let's make sure that we follow the rules and have a good semester. All right. So HRM-180, the business of tourism, a lot of material to cover. And we'll get hot and heavy into it next week and week 2. All right. Have a good weekend.